Entering into a psychedelic journey without a trained mind is like whitewater rafting without a paddle. It's just best to have a paddle. Like, look at this image. Like, not a good look, right? Stable attention is our rudder, and we use it to steer and navigate through experience. If your mind is untrained, compared with a trained mind, it's highly unstable because a normal mind is just bouncing from distraction to distraction. It's forever trying to seek fulfillment outside itself, like through the world of objects, relationships, activities, and substances, just going from one thing to another, seeking outside itself. And this whole slide presentation that I'm about to offer is really the antidote to that. It's about coming home and realizing the fulfillment that's within. And you only have to try staying with your breath for 5 minutes to discover the truth about your mind's instability. It's pretty much a universal comment I get when psychedelic guides enter this training. They get radically humbled by this path, just realizing how distracted their minds are. And this is after doing all the training in Hakomi and its somatic experiencing and these other trainings that integrate mindfulness. This level of distraction, the distractibility, is being brought into every single moment of experience, including this one, and including every single moment of your psychedelic journey work. And so, what if you trained your mind? Like, what if you had a paddle? There are adept meditators out there that can sit down and stay with single pointed attention to what they want to attend to with zero distraction for hours. Like, what if you also trained yourself into this level of loving awareness? You would be able to navigate psychedelics with stability. You could stay present with traumatic energy until it resolves. You could love your parts fully until they integrate. You could remain with healing energy, Christ energy, Buddhic energy, divine energy for long enough for it to fully come in to every cell within your experience. You would be able to cultivate telescopic perception, what other people may label as shamanic capabilities or extraordinary abilities would just become ordinary abilities because that's what unfolds on this path. It's like mounting a telescope to a stable base. You're able to see clearly into the night sky and with sharpness and detail and see the detail of experience. And then, furthermore, adding psychedelics to the stable base, to the stable mind, you just see even farther into the content of the mind versus when a lot of people are doing psychedelics today, it's like they're adding the Hubble telescope to a selfie stick and it's just super wobbly and they're expecting a lot of healing out of it when actually a lot of trauma can come from setting it up that way. And you would be able to unlock the power of undistracted focus. I mean, just imagine if you could stably stay with the tasks that matter to you until completion without distraction. Like, how huge that would be. Or you could actually finish learning the content of that one training you signed up for before going on to the next one. You would be able to free yourself from that state of anxiety and mental agitation where you're just running around w- with half completed tasks, continually looking for fulfillment in the next task. And you would be able to attune with people you love in relationships and also your clients, like with full, stable presence, which is what they need to heal. Attention is just so important to train. Like when we finally wake up to reality, we realize just how important it is. Where you spend your attention is where you spend your life because all experience is conceived, it's governed, it's constructed out of awareness. And how we direct awareness within awareness is what we call attention. And so, what we're attending to, like the visual field of this presentation, the auditory field of my voice, what we're not attending to, the distracting thoughts, the part of us that like wants to go to the fridge right now and grab a piece of fruit. What we attend to is literally becoming the lives that's unfolding within our experience. And so, what kind of life do we want to live? Like, what do we want to attend to? And it's not just your little life that's at stake. It's not just like benefiting the me, 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 me. It's benefiting the we. The future of the world is at stake here. It's like, what are we attending to? Are we attending to the story of separation, this imagery on the right? Do we want that? I fucking don't. Like, let's attend to this imagery on the left, right? The more beautiful world our hearts know is possible. Let's call that into experience. And when we all train our attention into stable, loving awareness, then we can all like unify around a common intention of what kind of world that we want to see and live inside. And so it's time to train our minds. This is the elephant path. It's also known as the 9 stages of calm staying. It's an Indo Tibetan mind training system that has evolved through the centuries to stabilize attention and generate powerful mindfulness. In using this technology, we will shorten periods of mind wandering and extend periods of sustained attention to the meditation object, essentially what we want to be attending to. And just to give you a brief overview of these stages, there's 9 of them. We can see the first stage here represented by the monk, which is the meditator, running after the elephant, which symbolizes the mind, which is being led astray by the monkey of distractibility. So, in this first stage, we're going to train the stability of our attention on the stability that's provided by the contact of the physical ground, the earth, Gaia. She's already holding us. So we attend to that stability. So we simultaneously grow our capacity to stay with the object, but we also build the quality of stability within our experience. And then as we rest and let go into that stability already held, the places within our experience that don't feel stable, don't feel held, the places of suffering, the places of contraction, these places reveal themselves. And so in stage 2, we bring loving awareness and attune to these places within our experience. And by doing so, it's like creating the perfect key in a lock. The key is loving attunement. And when it goes into the part that feels separate, it opens. The part that feels separate finally feels met by the refined quality of our loving attunement and can open and fold back into the stability of awareness. Stage 3 is about bringing a strong desire to this process. Like if we're distracted, like we're not in the tuning process. It's like the parent that's on the iPhone instead of attuning to the crying child. Like we want strong desire because this really matters to stay with this experience. Stage 4 is about sharpening our awareness of the details of experience. So this separation we're attuning to, like get really interested in the details. And through getting interested in the details, the mind stays closer, and we also get more information on how to dial and refine that attunement even deeper so that we get the perfect key to open the lock. Stage 5 is metacognitive awareness, so staying wide awake. It's like the mind is aware of the mind watching the attunement process. We want to stay wide awake so we're not in tunnel vision. Because if we lose our awareness of the periphery, then things like distracting thoughts can enter. Stage 6 is about easing up on attention and actually allowing this wider metacognitive awareness itself to run the meditation. And then in stage 7, we bring a quality of meditative joy and delight to what we're attuning to. So if we see the suffering, if we see it with delight or even joy, like we can bring it closer to our experience and eventually merge and embrace with it. Whereas if we're running aversion, we're keeping it separate. We're keeping it over there. We're making it bad and wrong, and we're making it an it. And when it feels like an it, it's not going to come back into the fold of wholeness. In stage 8, we release all previous meditative strategies that we've been doing in stages 1 through 7, and we rest as the underlying background contentment of the field. So we rest like as contentment, attuning to the whole field of experience as the object, as opposed to the object of contraction or separation that we were working with in stages 1 through 7. And then in stage 9, we rest in equanimity as awareness itself. So just already stable, already fully awake, already completely open and receptive to the field of experience. And stage 9 is where we have the monk resting near the resting elephant in the cave. As part of this training, there's 2.5 hours of pre-recorded video content that I made. It's delivered over 12 weeks, and I poured my heart into these videos. It took me 3 months to make these videos and edit them into 2.5 hours of content, and they take us through each of the 9 stages, as well as any foundational content that we need before getting on the path. In addition to the 2.5 hours of pre recorded video content, we have 12 weeks of meditations together. And so these are live and guided on Zoom. Twice a week, we're gathering in a group field together. For the first 30 to 40 minutes, I'll lead us through a guided meditation where we're generating these collective qualities in the group field together of stability, of attunement, of the desire to stay with experience, of refining our capacity to see the details, metacognitive awareness, as well as contentment and equanimity. And through this process, we're building a really powerful group field that we're all going to be able to feel and tap into. And this is going to contribute to our collective healing. And then after the meditations, the last 20 to 30 minutes, we're going to spend just building community, sharing direct experience, and also getting any questions answered that we may need answers to refine our experience even deeper. And then after we finish the core 12-week training together, I have an option to continue on together. I call it going from monkeys to mystics. It's an ongoing practice community that's a monthly membership community. And we continue to train our minds together at the interval of twice a week to really continue to build the group field and leverage the power of community to establish a daily practice. And we continue to train ourselves out of the monkey mind and into the mind of a mystic that has all the qualities of what we're cultivating on the elephant path and the 9 stages of calm staying, like stability, loving attunement, and powerful mindfulness, among others like meditative joy, contentment, and equanimity. And then my other offering is called The Other Shore. It's a small group medicine journey that merges our meditative training and pretty hands on relational healing. So we take the group field that we've established over those 24 sits together, and we carry that quality of group loving attunement into a very hands on relational healing space where we're using the heart medicine, which we could think of as another quality of attunement, to deepen the collective field of attunement so that we run the meditation even deeper and then the healing goes deeper. And I personally have not experienced a group medicine journey that has touched on this depth of experience, which is why I'm offering it. So, if you're serious about training your mind and creating the life that you really want and not just dreaming about it and not being distracted, then book a call with me and we'll go into this in greater detail. And then if you're currently on the fence, I'm just going to ask you, like, what's the cost of waiting, right? It's like, this is all awareness. All there is the now. Like, if this makes sense to you and feels like it will help you, like, why not just start training your attention so that you can live the life that you want to live? And that so that we can all align our attention together into that more beautiful world our hearts know is possible and call it forth into being.